That's right, folks. You hear that music, you know what time it is. It is the 2020 Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament Monte Chaos's Casino. My name is Dang Wu, and broadcasting with me, my wheels to my woo,
Danny3883. Danny, how are you this
fine evening?
I'm doing pretty darn well. I'm really excited about this match. I think it is going to be I think it's going to be great. I think they're crazy because they asked me to roll it. So I apologize in advance for what may befall, all these poor folks. But yeah, look forward to seeing how this goes down. And if we're here for a while, I apologize, guys. But like I said,
Never apologize.
They asked me to roll it.
Never apologize, Danny. Never apologize. But to kind of go along with that, in the background, pushing the ones and twos and keeping us in line, the one, the only Spellzap, who is your co-op partner. So that's always nice to have in the broadcast booth. I notice he's always yelling at me and not you. It's a little unfair.
Yeah, he's my partner. He's not going to yell at me.
I know, it's a little unfair. I mean, it's fine. But let's get to the main attraction. On the left-hand side, we have the 4-in-1 Cheezinator, the Big Cheese, up against ganonsgonewild, another 4-in-1 contender. What do these both runners have in common? They have both been able to take down the 2019 Spring Tournament champion, Crabcake. So, both of these runners have come in and have shown basically the brilliance in their play, and they're about to battle it out. One of them is going to make it into brackets, the other one's going to have to do the play-in race. It's a very important battle. I mean, there's not much else I can tell you.
I'm going to get these guys going here.
But, so this is Chaos Week. What does that mean? Well, Danny, that basically essentially means none of the Fiend Dungeons are incentivized. So we have 3 loose items on top of a canal. What does that mean for us, Danny?
Well, in all the practice ones that I've played in my seat and a lot that I've seen, that means we're opening a lot of boxes, folks, because
boxes upon boxes, and so the main difference between our two runners, left-hand side, Cheezinator, Fighter Thief Double Red, hoping for a good mixture of white and black, or good mixture of white and black magic at lower levels where the red mage has access to it all, along with that thief to help run, and a tank. We also have that end game katana that's possible. Right-hand side for Ganon's, Fighter Double Red Black, hoping for kind of the same thing, but if Temper or Fast or Nuke lands in those level 7 or 8, we have guaranteed access to it.
both good parties, both have their merits, not gonna lie. Ganon's is a little close to my heart, because Fighter Double Red Black is what I always run, so...
Start out. Go ahead, Cure 4 right off the bat,
4.
And stop and rub, so I guess we have a chance to kill Garland.
And Lock 2, don't forget that. It's very good to have. Learn the hard way, and quite a few of these races that Lock's good, need to have Lock. Always buy it now.
So, I mean, the early game's a little rough. Obviously, rough's not the greatest thing. Weapons are, well, Silver Sword's great to find, but it costs 2,400 to get. We have our kind of endgame spells there, with Cure 4 being allowed on that night after promotion. Great, always great to find on your night. And Ganon's has bought a bunch of small knives, channeling his inner Hangry Canuck, and being one-upped by Cheezinator, 4 small knives.
Just gonna go poking at things.
They are literally gonna go poke at things. You're right. And this seems like a long encounter here. Cheezinator bouncing back and forth. Same encounter here. Let's see. Do imps have anything to there goes that one.
Okay, well, maybe we're not poking imps.
Imps were not happy by being poked. Cheezinator's gonna check to see if we have any ability to go camping or, exploring. We need to find chests. I would, in this case, I would check the king. Early Thor's hammer is great. But Ganon's going to try the rub spell. More than likely. Yep, there it is. And erase. So Ganon takes the early, I guess, Ganon kill, while Cheezinator is going to try to take on the pirates. Get that level 2, get level 2 magic.
Have the chime from the king and the bottle from Princess Sarah.
Alright, so if for you, Danny, chime doesn't really tell me much. Does it tell you anything?
I mean, it's... No, not terribly. I mean, it is an item that we are going to need, but right now it is doing us no good, as is the bottle, because we are still locked in the inner sea. So we're not going there anytime soon. And even if we had the canal right now with this magic, I wouldn't dare dream of it. So...
Pirates are using their small knife to battle Cheezinator. Uh-oh. We're going... Uh-oh. Red Mage, hopes and dreams, and a knife. 2v1. 2v1. And the Pirates win. Pirates 1, player 0.
That's not something you see often.
No, that was a straight-up brawl. And the Pirates actually won that darn 9-on-4 battle.
While Ganon's checking out the chest in Matoya, all he found was money, but it was a lot of money, and money this early in the game is very useful, so.
Yes, a lot of money, but wiped out to those imps with Blizzard. Very unfortunate. Cheezinator much better off here. Pirates apparently can't hit anything with those knives. Cheezinator much better position here. Ganon's going to be able to buy level 2 magic. Let's see what we get here, because this really decides. Level 2 magic, still no AoE clear spells so far. Ruby's going to tell me that a canal's going to be our probably a progression item.
And the vendor at the tail for 19,000 gold. Which they're definitely going to want.
Yeah, and heal 3, exit level 2. This is great magic for that knight.
I mean, it would have been nice to see an AoE, but Brack is definitely useful. Fast and Tipper, you're going to want it. It hurts a little to see him on the same level, especially with so much other magic you're going to want, but...
Look at that rub spell working wonders for Ganon's Gone Wild, even though we have a bunch of daggers. It's kind of funny. The pirates are getting erased. Says, why are you bringing a knife fight when I have a bunch of spells? And so Cheezinator's the first one out. Hasn't defeated Garland yet. Going to make the play. I believe bought some camping equipment. Gonna check out Snow. Going to do this. Gonna do the Garland first. Oh, trying to get a fight. The imps have Blizzard. Would rather take a fight on the seafloor or on the ocean, so I kind of like that play. I just realized cabins are 352 gold, Danny. Talk about expensive manipulating of encounters.
Yeah, they sure is.
So we know Matoya's doesn't have our progression. We have dwarves left over, and that's... Oh, and the Temple of Fiends chest, right? Because nobody's done that yet.
Yes, Ganon went in, but he did not check them.
And a battle for a life. Looks like Red Hags doesn't have anything. I haven't seen them cast anything, so this is good when we go into the Sea Shrine when we're running into 7 or 8 of them. Gerwolves with damage poison. Oh boy. You sure know how to roll early games things here, Danny.
It would seem I do. Hey, I tried. I told him, I was like, are you sure you want me? And there was multiple, yes, roll the seed, so... Technically, they asked for this?
I agree with you on this one, and I actually kind of surprised Cheezinator didn't go here first, because ogres will die to rub unless he didn't buy the rub spell. I mean, I'm not saying it's the greatest of chances, but, I mean... erase them.
Their weapon shop.
Okay, so Ganon's able to get the Matoya money, which was about 15k, or right around there.
Yeah, I
So
know it was
Ganon-
upwards of 10.
Okay. So Ganon's in a little better spot, has the rub spell, able to take down some of these nasty stuff that, you know, we can't kill them with our small knives. We can buy a silver sword for both the knight and the red mages for Ganon. That's pretty good this early. And you see Cheezinator's bought a scimitar on that teeth.
Ganon's doing a little bit of shopping now that he's got the money, and I found it a little funny that cabins were so expensive and houses are so cheap, which you really like saying, especially in these seeds. I will take a house that's only 400 some gold any day.
You are absolutely right. And with our flags, the houses replenish all your HP and all your magic. So for literally, what, 120 extra gold,
Yeah.
we're getting a full heal and, you know, magic replenish. And a cabin replenishes what? 90 health? Woohoo!
Ganon headed back to Rovoka to get his pick up some magic now that he can afford it.
It tempers really good early on. I think just because with no clear spells, even a small knife with temper, you know, can do a decent amount of damage to take out these heavier or chunkier enemies. You know, higher HP valued enemies. It's not the greatest decision, but it'll do its job. Iron armor for 1,000, but I'd definitely rather pay 46 for chain armor.
Oh yeah, chain armor is nice and cheap. Always pick that up early game if you have a fighter, red mage, anyone who can wear it. It's very useful in early game.
We haven't seen tents, and still haven't seen tents.
No,
Have we seen tents?
We have
missed
not
out?
seen tents.
So those are probably super cheap, and they're not here just to spite our runners.
Cheese apparently is like, I don't have money for magic, so I'm not even checking it yet.
Alright, Ganon, I would buy a silver sword, I'm just saying. Not gonna check Temple of Fiends unless he I didn't see him check it, so...
Well, he could be doing what I do sometimes. If I'm going to Dwarves too, I'll park here, go check Dwarves, drop a save afterwards, and then run up to Temple of Fiends.
I like it! Look at you! Coral sword, that's... Okay, never mind, we don't need the silver
Well,
sword.
alright, maybe, never mind. Okay, so still not checking Temple of Fiends.
Okay, this could help him.
I think I would have held on to that coral sword, though.
Yeah, because he has nothing right now. I guess we'll see what level 3 magic is. Do we got something? Ice 2? Ice 3 even better. And iced armor is found, so... Nice piece of equipment there for
Very
Cheezinator. Nice. Good news for Ganon. No progression there, so... Not going to lose out on this.
Not great. Well... I've become a big fan of Expert here recently, but Expert and Heal 2 are probably best at White Magic at level 3.
An evasive Garland forces Cheezinator to have to use Lock 2. Still doesn't believe in the rub spell.
That's not something you see every day.
Right? And this Garland is going to put up a fight here. It should be going down here shortly, maybe another round or two, depending on if we get a crit. We're definitely going to Marsh, though, so with our spells, we have a clear spell of Ice 3, and that's it. Oh, well, there's Nuke at level 4, so... Red Mages... Okay, so... Advantage Ganon, because he's got a Black Mage. Nuke is learned at level 8.
Cheezinator's got to wait until level 10 to be able to cast Nuke.
No, Cheese is taking some fights, but I'm not entirely sure what his levels are. But I don't think they're quite that high yet.
Yeah, Ganon's level 4, I think, and Cheezinator is about there also.
Yeah, you're right. Ganon's at 4.
So, if this dive into Marsh, in my opinion, as Cheezinator finds the bad news about those Gerwolves, the advantage for a Marsh dive right now, I think, goes to Cheezinator because he's got the Thief to run.
Yeah, plus when he gets there, he will have better levels than Ganon. Unless, you know, Marsh is friendly today and you don't see much in there. Which is possible.
Yeah, very true. And like we said, he doesn't have any good weapons, which is the craziest thing. Like, I know we're trying to go fast, but, I mean, you gave up a Coral Sword, which can at least help you clear some of these enemies. And, okay, there's our one loose floater. We don't have the canoe,
There's our first loose item.
Are we sure Caleb didn't roll this?
I'm not gonna lie, that popped up and I heard Caleb in my head say there's always something in Marsh.
Alright, so there's our one of our 3 loose key items. We do have exit, so, you know, it's fine. The good news for that, you know, level 2 white magic is we had exit. So this Marsh Cave becomes a lot easier.
I think Oh!
Thunder has made a special appearance. Scums have it.
And not a very friendly one. Oh boy.
Thunder, you're not playing today, okay? Can you not enter in every single race I commentate, please, and trying to ruin things? Zombie ghouls are always terrifying. Alright, we're almost out of here. We have exit. As long as it's not in that incentive marsh location, we could look pretty good. Ganon's going to check the link chest. Kind of adds a couple extra encounters. Unrunnable gargoyles are going to be a pain. You're going to have to temper up that night, I think. There's Cheese holding onto that Coral Sword because his Thief is going to be able to use it, so that Thief becomes even better now. Rub, oh, Rub actually hits. Okay. Alright, so Danny, what is your odds here? Let's take your bet here. Is it going to be a canal, or is it going to be a canoe and we're going flying?
Well, if everything else in this season indication it's the canal, we won't get the canoe until we're like an hour and 30 in. But considering how unpleasant some of this has been already, I'm nice and I'll just be like, here's hoping it's the canoe.
Alright. Oh, Spike Tiles, Purple Worms, we can't take it because we have nothing to deal with them. There's the canal. We have access, well, to Earth Cave, Crescent Lake, and Onrak. If nope, Onrak doesn't matter because we've already found the shop item, which was Tail.
Ganon X's it out, leaves those last couple of boxes unchecked. I understand why he did it. Marsh wasn't very nice. Probably best to get your stuff and go, but I'm very much in the mindset of if I'm there, I'm full clearing. Because the one time I don't full clear and I leave a box or two, I'm gonna leave something there that I'm really gonna need.
Yep. I mean, it always is in the back, and MG Widow reminds me, as I looked at the tracker, we still have the ruby, so we have that return in. The Titan's Trove and Sarda, so 2 key incentives plus Crescent Lake, 3 possibly to get our canoe, and we'll be flying in the air. Why does that dwarf say hooray? Because it's FFR. Hooray! I'm not entirely sure, but it sounded good to me.
But it's because it's happy.
There you go.
It's
The wheels have
experiencing
spoken.
joys.
It's right. Wheels has spoken, and it's because it's happy.
It was lonely in the cave. You speak to it, and it gets all happy, and it's hooray!
Alright, so Ganon's got a decent lead here. Marsh Cave has some claws to slow down Cheezinator. But if he follows the same kind of encounter that Ganon took, it should be relatively easy. Though getting past those purple worms could be kind of dangerous.
Ganon, making sure he didn't leave anything, is going back to check those chests.
Bones with stun can be quite annoying. That's power word stun. If your character's health is below 301, you will get stunned unless you have resistances to the status element.
Cheese taking more fights after saving often leaves that thief down.
Alright, so Danny, I gotta ask you here. Speed and power.
Yep.
We're gonna do the Ruby turn-in. We're gonna do the Sarda check. Do we do the spicy earth play, knowing that we already have our one loose? Let's just say if the floater's not found, or, the canoe is not found. Do we do the spicy earth play, even though we don't have Rod? Or maybe we get it? Or do we go to Crescent? What would you do?
If we have, like I said, if we don't find progression somewhere else, which for these folks I'm hoping we do, because I'm a nice commentator, possibly, if not, I would drop a save. I wouldn't save all the way to Crescent. I'd go to Crescent, see if the vendor's there, and if it's not, I'd just reset back.
Okay, so you would do the Ruby turn-in, and then, have a save kind of at the
that
split or something?
area split, yeah.
Okay,
There's that nice little area when you're at Melmond and you sail down, and right where you would turn to go to the Crescent, when you come back to that, just drop a save there, sail to Crescent, check the shop, and if it's not there, you reset back and you head to Earth.
Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, I think we've seen it from Hype's Toulouse Nova, who did it a very long map one, I think. I don't remember how long. Oh, Ghouls with Crack. Ganon was able to run away from them. Doesn't end up finding out about this. Cheezinator is getting ravaged. Has to force the reset out. Oh boy.
Well, he's getting some unfortunate news in Marsh about the things that are there. We had the crystal and the Titans. So that gives us one more turn-in to make.
Yep. If this is... Let's see what... So we have the crystal turn-in. TNT... Okay, so we're not going to Earth. Almost guaranteed. I mean, I wouldn't.
Now we have two... We have two more items to check, and we have Crescent to check, so... I think at this point, there's probably a good chance that some sort of progression that we're looking for is the canoe in one of these, but I wouldn't be going anywhere else until I did all these fetch quests.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And the question in chat, what are we looking for? We have the floater, which Cheezinator just found in the top side of Marsh. We need the canoe to actually hop in our airship to get to the Ryokan Desert. So, and as you said, we've already found the tail in the vendor shop. So the only things that are left open is the crystal and the TNT turn-ins, along with whatever the item the sages have in Crescent Lake.
In any possible loose.
Right, or any loose if either of those three doesn't have the canoe. So once we do these
3 checks, if we don't find the canoe, our progression is loose. And that's going to be potentially Earth Cave, potentially C, because we'll probably get the Oxyel. And...
Or if we find the key, it could
Key?
be loose in key lock.
That's right. So a lot of it
If
is...
that happens, I'm going to pretend I didn't say that.
Because that means they might be going back down to Marsh. Danny, you rolled a great seed already, I can tell. Give us that key. Make it go back down to Marsh. I'm kidding, by everybody.
I apologized as soon as I saw, like, imps with Blizzard. So...
Now, I gotta admit, for Ganon's Gone Wild, I think I would have done the crystal first, just to get more camping equipment. But, I mean, I like this too, just because if the crystal turns into the key, I can do this all in one go instead. But that's just small, minor things, and I shouldn't correct him because he's beating some top runners that I don't think I have a good chance of doing.
Got the herb from Narek, so we're making a return trip to Elfland.
And Scums with Thunder wipes out Cheezinator again.
Definitely having a much harder time with March than Ganon was.
Yeah, it seems to me that he got... ghouls could be Oh, Cheezinator just realized. I think he had some bad luck. Had to exit out with one less mage. That's potentially very rough. Because that means one less person to run. Chance to run. I'm not saying red mages have great chances to run, but it's there still. And I don't know about you, Danny, but do you see all these people hanging out in chat with us?
Yes, I do.
I mean, Thunderclaw's in here, Classic Gamer, Falconic, Will Bloodworth, Crab Cakes, Uninformed Pleb, Andrew Weir's in here, MG Weirdo, Ale Markin, all the great FFR community members have joined in, plus our usual spectators. Welcome to the race. Hope you enjoy it. The Woo and Wheels commentary team is going to try and bring you all the action.
At the very least, here's hoping they're enjoying it more than Cheese currently is, because Marsh is being terribly unkind.
It definitely is, and here it is. Now, how fast... Oh, there's Adamant, so this would have been 2 turn-ins for 1, like what I said, but, I understand it. We still have the herb turn-in, and we still have the Adamant now, so we're gaining lots of experience bonuses, and we're trying to take on worms. Cheeky Bane Sword. Worms are punishing us. 228 crit. The fighter gets demolished. How fast will Cheezinator exit? How about that fast?
I questioned it a little when Ganon's did it, because like I said, there are a couple things there that they've left unchecked. Is it likely it's something? Not really, but you never know. But Cheese, I would have grabbed that and exited out so fast.
Yeah, he hesitated. He said, "Do I want to check that?" No.
Granted, I may have been really dumb and then tried to go back in one more time for the things I didn't check just to make sure. But...
Alright, so... Bane Sword... I mean, we have Nuke at level 4. And there's our canoe, so we're flying. The prince was nice enough to give us our progression. Oh no, wait. We still... Yeah, that's the canoe. We're flying here.
Yes,
I had to rethink. And our high five in the Elfland shop. Buy some highly expensive cabins because the tents elude us.
I mean, I'm sure they've got to be somewhere, right?
Maybe? Possibly?
Maybe. I mean, I think they have to be.
Alright,
I've never had a seed that didn't have them, so...
So for anybody that's keeping track of chests that we haven't checked, there are 2 that are not key locked in Marsh in the bottom that were not checked. So those potentially could have items we need. Not saying it's a great chance, but it's there. Because both of our runners ran away from Marsh as
fast as possible.
Fast as
This
they
is-
can menu to exit.
10th for 59. We finally have
There we
saves that are
go.
cheap. We did it.
Heck yeah!
Although I find it hilarious, it is after we found the airship, though. Oh, Life and Life 2 Red Wizard learnable.
I mean, that makes me pretty happy. How about you?
I'd be very happy to see that, especially since you know, I already know that I'm going to be in the air. I know that where the tail is. So yeah, I would be very happy seeing some sort of life. I mean, it'd be nicer if they were on different levels. But knowing that I have guaranteed life now, I'd be one very happy girl.
Hail for 19,000. I gotta ask you this question. Do you see what the Bane Sword sells for? Sell it for the tail, and then promote. Because we have
Good.
nuke level
Yeah.
4.
Like, you probably... I'd at least think about it.
Because we have
think
Ice
I'd put a
3,
lot of
which
thought
does... yeah, because we have Ice 3 already.
Yeah.
And see, and especially for Ganon, I mean, his Black Mage is gonna have level 8 very shortly to cast that nuke. Or as the Gloomchew points out, I mean, you have the Cardia Treasure Hunting too.
Or you could do as Ganon's doing and take a hop, skip, and a jump into Volcano.
I mean,
Take
yeah,
take a stroll through the armory.
that's
See what's
right.
there. Exit out. And there you go.
Heal potion. All right, we're doing well.
As Cheese gets his TNT from Sarda to start his multiple turn-ins.
Will Bloodworth pointing out that man cats are the worst thing since the thinking Argoyles are right behind it. I agree with the Argoyles. The Argoyles are the worst thing. His poor Black Mages ripped to shreds there. Oh, Nightmare Evilman spike tile. I hear Edgeworth loves to grind that tile.
That bad? Depending on what they've got. I don't know.
I'm completely kidding. It was like one of the last things he ever grinded on.
Oh, I'm sure.
He was not happy about the entire thing. Alright, so Cheezinator is slowly doing these checks very nicely, actually. Did a very good job of getting around doing that Ruby turn-in. Let's see how he does it. Is he going to do the Crystal turn-in first?
I think he is. Looks like it.
Okay, so
He's going to do... yeah, he'll do the Crystal, go to the TNT, and then he'll do the Herb turn-in, so... At least he'll do it all at once. There's an Ice Sword Mage Staff.
Both very nice to have, especially this early in the game. Ice Sword to help that fighter out a lot. Especially with, like, you know, temper and
Uh-oh, that's a shark.
and stuff at like level 2. You can make it work real well.
Right. The shark was blocking a cabin. What a useful shark. I don't think Ganon's... Uh-oh. Evil
They
men...
had a whole lot of money in these boxes.
Yeah,
Volcano.
I was gonna say the same thing. This is not a whole lot of money here. But I like what Ganon's doing. Oh, bad turn order, though. I liked what he was doing, though. He was gonna take this fight, and because he has exit, was gonna leave right afterwards. Evil men rolled high, though, and has to run away. Or at least Evil Men rolled up, so we weren't able to get that experience and money.
And unless I missed it, I think we still have the two boxes on that floor to check.
Yeah.
I missed it. Okay.
Yep. The 2 long checks in the
The 2 checks you
volcano?
never really like to make.
No, not unless you have like a super long first run. So Cheezinator does a great job of being able to route in the Dwarf Cave all at one go. We're actually going to see what the Adamant turns in, because
we haven't seen what that is yet.
and there's the key, so Cheezinator paying off even more here. All
one stop
So-
go in
Yep.
Dwarf Cave.
That worked out very nicely.
And Ganon's gonna go visit with
behind you.
Cheezer. Yeah. What do we got? Ooh, money. We need that. We need that tail. Our party needs it. Give us more money.
We've had
Tails-
we've had multiple trips into the dwarf cave so far this seed, and not one hi to the hooray dwarf. Seriously, guys, where's the joy? I mean, it hasn't been that bad, has it?
I know, right?
Maybe Cheese thinks differently. He did have quite a time in Marsh, but still.
It wasn't bad. He only wiped like 3 times.
Yeah.
And both runners, one by ship, one by air, they're both going to check out all these key checks. It makes perfect sense. I assume Ganon, once gets enough, is going to get that tail. And Cheezinator will do it once he gets his airship. That's more than enough for tail now.
Yeah, he left when he left Volcano. He had about 21,000 K, but then he went shopping and then was short again. So yeah, definitely being able to check key lock and pick up all that extra money if he wants to go get tail and go ahead and get class changed is definitely doable now.
Oh, copper armor. Hey, our mages have some armor now. Woohoo! Zeus Gauntlet. So yeah, right now you are watching 2 speedrunners, 2 very good runners here. They're going to clean up a lot of these locked chests while they can. Ganon obviously found the key later, so he's able to do the checks with his airship, saving a bit of time here.
Cheese is about to get his canoe, and then he will be in the air and be doing all this by air instead of C2.
The Man-Cat's brothers, the Catmen. Or the Man-Cat, Catman. Hey, no, I'm just kidding. Not as terrifying as Man-Cats, but they have the same sprite, so just as terrifying. Will Bloodworth, please look away.
Maybe not as bad, but still slightly annoying.
Checking both spiked. Ooh, Red Giant's Agama's there in Northwest. I would do that after. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter too much here. I mean, you already have the tail. Kind of interesting to do the grind now, but I understand it. Oop, Red Giants with Ice too. Wow, this reminds me of a race I just broadcasted.
Possibly just an information. Let's see what they have and then try them back. It's not a bad idea. Oh, and down goes.
CCCC goes down. Unfortunate. That's actually good news and bad news. One red mage gonna miss out on those nuke charges. Good news is, it doesn't matter. Black mage and a red mage already has the nuke charges. I mean, and Thundercloud points out, you know, it makes sense to get that nuke charge. I just, it felt a little strange. That's all, because you could have tailed, promoted, checked Cardia, and then made your way there again if you needed to. And he's not going to promote. He's going to do the Earth play.
Cheese gets his loot from
Oh, he's
the
gonna check-
sages.
More spike tile checks. Barbecue or hot wings. Beating up on CCCCC. Of course, CCC is having a bad day today.
Questions in chat. Yes, Tail was in Provoca for about 19,000, just a little over. And another question in chat, Linda Cat, did Ganon re-roll his party based on his party names? He did not. I'm assuming he was just going for efficiency. I'm not real sure, but that's what he started with. Alphabet strats on his side today.
There you go. Ooh, Cerberus. That's not a bad tile. It's probably a lot safer than that Agama Red Giant tile in Northwest if you're going to gain a couple levels, at least for the nuke charges. Cheezinator's buying tail in Provoke. Oh, no, he's not buying tail because he's spending all his money.
Was gonna try to. Resets out. Looks like we're maybe taking a few fights to get that extra. I think he was short about 3,000.
Yeah, he's about 3,000 there, yeah, so. Ice 3, good news is, takes out the Cerberus very quick. Oh yeah, these things rolled very low. Well, at least rolled low enough. Yeah, the hot dogs, as Will Bloodworth points out. I like that. Uh-oh, Cobra's getting an ambush on Frost. That's not good. We might lose some experience. Run. Blast him. And Cheezinator is going to do the...
Take a trip to the armory, too. Oh.
Yeah, I think he got tired of trying to grind up for enough money for that,
He kept looking for fights and never found one he liked, so... It was the volcano!
Yeah.
Which we know from Ganon's trip through here that he will get enough money for that tail, so... It's a smart play.
Things may be pretty close, because they didn't really gain that much, right?
Well, Cheese already has a bit of money. I think he had about 16,000. I know I'm not sure how much Ganon had when he came in here, but I know when he left he had about 21,000. So I'm sure even though that the boxes in here there wasn't a whole lot of money, that at the very least Cheese will get just enough to where like when he leaves here he can get his tail.
We're gonna take on the Cerberus on the right-hand side. So we kind of have a lull in the action here. A lot of our two runners are trying to get the money, get the tail, get that pre-promotion going. Because if we find like an Excalibur, a katana for like on Cheezinator's side, we'll be able to equip them. So the tail is very important this early on. Dragon armor, being able to equip our ninja with, proper armor besides the wooden armor. Very important. This is why the tail is so important for our teams. Ganon, maybe not nearly as important, but with Life and Life 2 being Red Wizard locked, we have to promote.
Oh yeah. And there was two specific chests there in Armory. One had a little over 8,000 and one had a little over 4. And Cheese got those and knew he had enough money and he didn't check another box. He finished Armory and didn't even bother with the rest of the floor. He exited out and went straight to Provoca.
I think Ganon's forgotten about the tail. Yeah, I was going to say, Thunder,
possible.
I think he's forgotten about it because he hasn't done the bottle turn-in, but it makes sense because we haven't found the slab. And he's gone to Waterfall, which is a good source of experience. It's not great, but it's good for these mid-levels, around the 10s, level 10 to 20. It's a decent experience. Not a lot of thing rolls that nasty outside of the gas dragons, unless they roll like...
Exit.
Yeah, no. And you're right. You're absolutely right. We have exits, so... I mean, by the time he gets through this, unless he's just gonna bypass all this experience. He's not gonna...
Say Cheese turning in his bottle finds out that it's the power ball.
Okay. So that was the bottle, right? The bottle bonk?
Yep. That it sure was.
Okay. I mean, we found the power bonk, which is still a decent find. Obviously, we'd rather, find our incentives. There's a wizard staff.
It's not usually the first thing I'm hoping to find. However, especially not with key items still, missing on the table. But Power Bonk is definitely a nice thing to have.
Yeah, because we're a rod, Oxiel, cube away from go mode. And we don't have very much to check, so Lucis for sure could be required here. We've only found one loose. We have 2 more available. Cardia's been kind of a dud here. I haven't seen anything grabbed.
Yeah, there hasn't been much in here.
Katana find in Waterfall, so Cheezinator will be very happy. There's a Vorpal and a Thorhammer and a defense sword, so promotion looking really great for Cheezinator. Even Ganon would be very happy with a defense sword and a Vorpal for endgame, so...
Oh yeah. And once Cheese makes it through the waterfall, he'll get that katana for his ninja. Now that he's promoted, he'll be able to use it.
I mean, I would be very happy in Cheezinator's spot for finding something like that. Because, I mean, being able to rely upon another person outside of a knight like that, and for endgame damage, really opens up a lot of chests you don't have to check. Because you're adding like 2 more weapons into your endgame arsenal of what I need.
Yeah. And to be real honest, even just the armor and such that Cheese's fighter is wearing, I would be perfectly happy. Honestly, it was a lot similar to things that my fighter was wearing on my Topher dive yesterday. So, with what he has now, weapons, gear, and such, and pro rings and gold bracelets he can buy for his mages.
Mhm.
The only things I would probably be concerned about finding right now, other than loose and finding my key items, is maybe a ribbon to slap on one of my mages with life, and I'd be good to go.
Yeah, no. And so, I mean, I guess I should explain, just for anybody that's wondering why I'm harping on Ganon's choice not to do this. He's level 13 and 14. He's bypassing a lot of this experience. Because when the knight hits level 15, it starts learning charges if it's promoted. And, I mean, I don't know if he's just going to run through the entire thing, but, I mean, by running is great, but your party's not exactly well-equipped to run from all encounters, and I say that, but he's been getting initiative on, like, every fight, it seems. So because I'm commentating. Yeah, I know, right? I was like, I mean, we have a grind tile down in Marsh Incentive that is the worms. Okay, if you want to do that, cool, that makes sense. But with these flags and what's been offered, you can essentially end this with what you got with a defense sword and Vorpal. Like, and as Thunder spoke earlier, you know, he might have forgotten about that tale. That's the only reason why I'm rehashing it again, is it's a simple thing of, I forgot. It was early, you know, and we had to dive Marsh, so Marsh, with all its nastiness, probably messes up your train of thought.
Yeah, like you said, with defense and Vorpal, and on top of that, he already has the bottle, so once he turns that in, he'll get his power bonk, and you have those 3 things on, like, your main damage dealer, who's, you know, dealing on your melee. That alone can get you through a fiend fight. Like, if you have to one-man something, it makes it incredibly possible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yep, yeah. The defense sword, power bonk, and a knight gives you, I mean, and even think about it, Cure 4. The knight can learn Cure 4. The solo potential on that knight is insane.
Crazy. Yep.
But I do know that Ganon is from I linked to the past randomizer, I believe. He does a lot of randomizers, so I mean, he's come into this fresh or new and stuff like that, so maybe a slight overlook on that part too. But I mean, for whatever reason though, I mean, he is a runner that goes fast. I mean, you know, and that's what he's doing. He's going fast. He's beat some top runners, and he's probably got a plan. He's got to have a plan.
I said something to him earlier before this race, because he's one of the names I did not recognize when we had signups. I'm like, oh, it's another new person. But I have been incredibly impressed by him this tournament. He is definitely someone that has played incredibly well.
Oh yeah, he definitely hit the ground running.
Well, hello, box with all the money.
That was definitely solves a lot of money issues there.
It sure would. Oh no.
Zombie D's with Rub takes out one of our characters. And there's our crown.
One more trip to Northwest.
I'm assuming we're gonna see that tile used a lot.
I mean, I know in every siege you have the Temple of Fiends revisited. I'm starting to feel like this one's a little more like all the places revisited multiple times.
Because yeah, that's a very tasty tile. Agnemas and red giants. I'll take that.
Fast temper. I mean, that ninja's looking pretty good with that fast temper right there, too.
Oh, yeah. Quad X Inlet 3, it levels up. And not much in that armor shop, but
Buying some heal potions. Yep, we're gonna get the Cure 4, make that knight an amazing tank. Lock 2 on the ninja, so both of our runners doing shopping and stuff like that. Definitely an exploration lead on Ganon, but, you know, a couple duds are coming up here. We already had the waterfall, and there's the bottle turn in. So not a huge advantage, but, I mean, it kind of depends on where Cheezinator goes. Does he follow a lot of what Ganon's already done?
she's not only buying magic, but armor such as the fur rings and stuff for his party, which are all looking, you know, with gear and just magic and stuff, like, and now class change, he's sitting in a good position.
Oh, yes. Equipment-wise, everything, like you said, the tail was a very important pickup, and I think Ganon's finally realized he needs to go do this. So this is good. It's early enough, but I mean, I say I'm worried because you know he wasn't able to walk and grind, but with such a tasty Agma red giant tile that's in Northwest, I think it's okay. It's not nearly as bad as it could have been.
No, and like he still has a lot of places he's going to be going, and doesn't go class change first.
Okay, I think he's just mind gaming me now at this point.
Right? Well, but he's like, I'm just gonna do stuff to make y'all guess and sound like you don't know what you're talking about, and it's working. After much route diversions, our runners have found themselves in the same place once again.
I mean, and Thundercloud, you know, says that he was in the area, he's doing the ice cave and volcano. I mean, I guess it just depends on what the unrunnables are and what he's forced to do. I don't know, I mean...
I get that. I mean, it's close routing, so it makes sense, but I'm also not... My record shows that I'm not as good as them, so I would have went and, like, class changed and equipped all my stuff, and...
You're absolutely right, Thunder. Spike Tile Gersharks, okay. We got a short sword. We are... Wow, we actually have the synchronized Frost Giants and Frost Wolves. First Spike Tile Lobsters ambushed. Okay. Definitely leave as fast as possible.
Always nice when you can run from lobsters, because at least in my experience, when you can't, they hit like trucks.
Initiative on Blue Dragons. Money and Giant Sword. Took the initiative, was able to take out those blue dragons for experience. Ganon's going to dive deeper. Cheezinator doesn't get the first strike initiative on the lobsters, decides to take them. Wraiths, wow. Ganon just run. I like it. Getting away from all these wraiths and everything. A lot of first strikes. Ooh, for first strike for Cheezinator too.
Pro Ring. Give us some absorb and resistance to the death elements. Nachos! And now I'm hungry again.
Right? I didn't quite have time to eat dinner before we started this, so now I'm really hungry.
Oh, wait. Did Ganon
not
check that
just
bottom
walking.
one?
Oh, I was busy watching I know I found a black shirt in the one.
I feel like he missed that one chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, wizards with toxic. That could be potentially dangerous.
And we get
Wait.
away. And we have ourselves a ribbon. Someone's getting pretty hair.
Alright. Yeah, definitely got the cute hat. Okay, there's only 262, so... Not like it was missed out if he did miss it, so...
Yeah, that would have felt real bad.
More pro rings. Well, I just realized... None of Ganon's team had, like, any pro rings or ribbons before that and was able to survive. Minus the one pro ring lair. Bones with stun touch. This will be great. I think we found our grind tile there, Danny. Bones and crawls.
We have our slab. Gonna exit out of here because we are done with Ice Cave.
I like my version better. It was our grind tile, I promise.
See Cheese finding his ribbon. So now someone on his team can have pretty hair too. Ganon
about the
headed
cute
back
hat.
to Volcano. I'm curious if he'll catch these last couple of boxes. Nope. He's like, I have no need for the boxes that I skipped on that floor. We got things to do and other places to go.
Alright, so Ganon's gonna go farther down. Cheezinator's trying. Ooh, first strike. See you later, Bones. Don't have to deal with your stun touch. So, I mean, we're pretty close. Let's see. Ganon's got Ordeals lead, or did Ordeals, and did Waterfall, right? Those are the only two that he's done over Cheese at this point.
I believe so, yes.
So not a huge advantage overall. I believe Ordeals is the one required?
Ordeals was the crown. The robot had the Thor hammer. And I don't think he's turned in.
Nobody's done Astos yet. Yep, nobody's done Astos yet, so we don't know if that Ordeals was required or not. We're still on the lookout for two loose, so... That's right, Waterfall had the sword, so it's kind of required. I say that because, well, it makes our life a whole lot easier.
Yeah. There was lots of nice stuff in the waterfall today.
It definitely was. We are 55 minutes in, Danny, and I gotta admit, oh, there's ribbon number 2, cute hat number 2. We have seen a lot of route divergence, and then our runners all meeting up in the ice cave at the same time, so that was kind of entertaining.
They hang out for a little bit, and then they go their separate ways. They kind of miss each other, hang out for a little while again, and then like, all right, we got other stuff to do.
Greggly Puff in chat. Alright, so we're going to take on Carrie here shortly for Ganon's Gone Wild. Trying to punch his ticket into brackets, has to defeat the big cheese himself, Cheezinator, and oh my goodness, hello gorgeous. The
Like the word
3-eye
would
tile.
I mean, slow to and glare. Not, maybe makes him a little less gorgeous, but still. And squishy.
Hey. Claire's fine, it's easy. Yeah, just ribbon. Yeah, exactly. You'll be fine. I mean... Alright, so
Thumbs up
level
in chat
18.
pointing out that you should just ribbon the ones that you want to live. Because that's why he's the smart one and the better player and our little co-op team here.
Oh, red giants with ice 2. Just demolishing. We're going to spell 2 of the red giants with slep. Or sleep. And stinger. Oh, this is juicy. What else do they got for us? Round 3. We're just going to see what all the red giants have today.
Kind of looking like
Anti-fire? There's no way Nuke can hit, right? Oh wait, it's non-elemental. It's a good thing Nuke's non-elemental, Danny. I was worried there for a moment. Anti-fire gives people resistance to fire. It was a close one. Have you been paying attention to the spellcast on ganonsgonewild? Do you know what his charge count is? Because I don't think he's got a whole lot of nukes left.
His nuke charges are dwindling, we'll say. Yeah, they're definitely, there's not a lot.
Okay, he's got 5. No, it's not terrible. We can make do with this. I wasn't sure what the count was, but I like the fact that he changed it, though. He went to go do the nuke, and he's like, wait, I could just cast Ice 3 instead. I like that change.
While he was doing that, Cheese was getting his box with all the money and his crown.
There's another ice sword hanging out. Don't need that. But the Cheezinator did find that was on that zombie dragon tile in Ordeals. That was Metal Slime, so another good experience fight that we found.
Oh yeah. That was one that Ganon didn't see, because if I recall correctly, he exited straight out after getting his crown. He didn't even bother checking the top.
Which I think most of the veteran runners will tell you to do anyways, because you never know what could roll there, and if you have to wipe out, that's a big time loss. And carry one's pulled, Danny. Right hand side, ganonsgonewild going to try and light his first orb. Nuke shot comes out, 132, carry resists. 2 hits for 39. Blizzard comes out. That's going to devastate most of our light warriors here. Nuke for 130. Another resisted nuke shot. We've barely done half of Carrie's original HP. We're thinking... Nope. No more nuke shots. Ice 3s. 49. Slow comes out. We resist it with the fighter. Nuke's gonna try and end it. Ooh, that's a non-resist, or that's a high crit shot by the nuke. This should end it here. 314, nice. Ganon's gonna light his first orb.
And while Ganon was lighting his first orb, Cheeves was doing the crown turn-in, and Astos gave us the opal bracelet.
So our loose is required. Both
they
of them.
are required. Yes, they are. The slab turn-in will give us one of them, and the other 2 loose are definitely required, because the 3 things we are still missing are the rod, the oxyel, and the cube. So it's time to turn in your slab, see what you got, and start opening a whole lot of boxes.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly... I mean, we have the chime, so we could go to Mirage. Maybe the slab will give us the cube, but I don't think Ganon's going to make his way over there, though.
I feel a little bad. You asked me at the beginning of this race what these flags mean. It's like, usually it means you're opening a lot of boxes, and well, now we're opening a lot of boxes looking for loose.
And we are going to be 2 loose required. Danny rolled the seed. We appreciate you, Danny, for everything you've done, including rolling this fantastically loose seed here.
Loose, but not too well. Not too loose. It was 3 loose.
Ooh, there's the rod. So Earth, perfect. That's what I'm talking about. So we have the cheeky Mirage play.
Like, you don't really have any other option.
We got the cheeky. Sorry.
Oh.
I was gonna ask for your input here. Where would you go, Danny? We have is Earth. We have Mirage. We have
I would probably
Marsh Key Locked.
Yeah, nobody wants to go back there. I'm not going back to Marsh unless I full cleared everywhere else, and I have found absolutely nothing. And it has to be in Keylock because Marsh was gross. So honestly, I'd probably do Earth simply because I have the rod and I can, even if I don't find what I have there, I can full clear it and get the orb lit. And then it just kind of funnels you in a direction where you need to go. And as I said that, I heard Fizzle in my head yell, "Why would you go to Earth?" But, I mean, I have the rod and I'm looking, so...
Right. I mean, that's the only orb or fiend location that's completely open to us.
Exactly.
I have to admit, I think I would channel my inner co-op partner, Griggly Puff, and I would do the Mirage play. We got the chime so early, I would just be drawn to it. Uh-oh. He's gonna get looped.
Oh.
Yep.
He realized it.
When he went into his inventory, I seen the slab. I'm like, uh-oh. Doesn't count. That's right.
Exactly. Chat's right. Doesn't count. And almost Loopa Loopa doesn't count.
He got lewd. I mean, it happens. It definitely happens. I mean, I'd rather take that over forgetting to talk to Bicky, like what I did.
Cheese getting his Thor hammer and then all the other lovely stuff in the boxes he could ever want.
You know, his smile just increased. Like, every time he checked one of those, he's like, oh, okay. Oh, Cheese. Yeah. Oh, my.
Cheese was smiling, his knight was smiling, his ninja was smiling. They were all smiling.
Uh-oh. He's trying to decide what's he gonna do.
We're doing some inventory jiggling.
Oh, we definitely are. And there's the Earth check for Ganon. Did the slab turn, and the slab translation's gonna lead him to go Earth. Let's see what Cheezinator decides to do. Because he's in the same boat as Ganon. The only difference is Ganon hasn't done Lefane yet.
So he'll get to check these first 3 floors and then have to exit out. While Cheese heads to Earth, he's already got the rod and can full clear before taking out Lich and then lighting his orb. And at his levels, with his magic and gear and everything, Earth should not be a problem for him at all.
True Rhyme, no, because the Fanish people have the rod, so this is going to be a very short-lived Earth dive right now.
Cheese gonna do his Earth dive right behind Ganon.
Yeah, the difference is he's gonna be able, oh, there's Opal armor that gives our knight. That allows us to move the ice armor over to our ninja. Wait, or he's going to just delete it.
Oh well.
I'm confused there, Cheese. You're not gonna. Oh no, that was Ganon. What am I talking about?
Well,
hello.
Well, it was like the game solid, and he was like he dropped the ice armor, and in the next box it just gave him flame armor back. So.
Well, you know. And the chat's telling me you guys are right. You guys are right as usual. Twitch chat is right. I got him confused because he unequipped the armor, and I'm like, okay, he's gonna move it. I was definitely thinking of Cheezinator because he's the one with the ninja. Delete. It would be, but we know the rod is in Lefane. So, unfortunately for Ganon, he's got to hope that a loose is here, but he still has to double dip Earth.
Yeah.
And there's a bat blocking. I'm sorry, Ganon.
The room
I'll make
is
sure
full.
to reprimand that bat for blocking your way.
The bat room is full. Couldn't hold them all. We still have some stragglers flying around causing trouble.
Alright, so we're gonna go. Yeah, this is the TFC chest of Earth. It's that one out of way one that nobody likes to go to because it's one chest and it's 120 gold this time. So, hooray! I think we should put the hooray dwarf in there.
Right.
Is there any way we can make that happen?
Can we put the hooray dwarf somewhere where like you have to say hi to get through?
With NPC guillotine, you actually have to talk to him just before Tiamat.
Oh no, but then sad things happen to the hooray dwarf, and that's unfortunate.
Hooray! I deleted him from the game. Hooray!
Although I'd be lying if I said the first time I saw someone do that they did it on accident because they didn't realize that with that on it would exile the hooray dwarf, and I may have laughed way too hard at that.
Another katana. Not very useful here at this point. The vendor item at this point, and we're down to one last check for Ganon here. Ooh, vampires roll kind of big. This could be kind of dangerous in sky floor of. Well, there's the Oxio, so Ganon's going Oxio. Or the sea. But those Team Edward fan club members could be quite dangerous in Temple of Fiends Revisited on Tiamat's floor, because they come in packs of a lot, and they have over 260 health.
That he did that without the rod, but it's not that Oxio gives us our second loose. It gives us another location. Then Cheese here shortly will be getting his Oxio too. So then we just have the cube to find. MG Weirdo in chat. It's not Earth Week, but it's Earth Week. It kind of seems that way all the time.
I mean, it was Hey, this was like a Caleb seed. Floater was there on topside marsh, and Earth had a loose in the incentive chest.
Right. Caleb doesn't even have to be watching this, and I'm sure somewhere he's smiling from ear to ear just because he senses it.
Alright, so does Cheezinator forgo the TFC and Earth now? He says, I gotta check it. Don't blame him. Uh-oh, spectors, and Keists. Cure 3, wasting time. And the loose cube.
Yeah, like you said, that chest is a pain, but as much as it is a task and it can be terribly annoying to just full clear everywhere, and flags like this when you have 3 loose, especially in this seed particularly, when loose are required to finish the game, if I'm somewhere, I'm checking every box there is when I'm there just to make sure that I don't accidentally skip one and then be all kinds of in trouble in later games. So
and Thundercloud brings up the gamble thing, but I think it's more of a proximity. Like literally wherever he ends up at, whatever the nearest thing to dive, that's where he's going. Like I mean that's really how it feels like, is whatever's the closest thing to dive, that's kind of what he's been doing.
Yeah. Which is causing, a few multiple trips and revisiting of locations, but it's not exactly the worst way to go about it.
No, and I know, and once again, chat pointing out some important stuff. If it's here, it's a quicker check than doing the
full
C
clear
check.
C. Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, if it's on Kraken side anyways, it wouldn't matter. I mean, it's a gamble either way. So, I mean, I like it. I like what Ganon's doing. He's being quick about it. He's being decisive. That's the important thing. I don't see him, going back and forth a lot, trying to decide what he's going to do outside of a couple battle, menuing, but beyond that, he's knowing what he wants to do. He's doing it, and I mean that's something that you need to do in this game.
He seems to be very quick with his decision making.
And wow,
Well,
hello. Less than greater than is definitely greater. Hello there, Masamune. Okay, so potentially Cheezinator will not have that. If, yeah, because I don't see him gambling, and if Go Mode is in Oxiel, or I'm sorry, in the Sea Shrine, I don't see him checking this because he's pretty good equipped already. Last check. Okay, so less than greater than does not have our progression.
Wait, that's not.
Yes, Gregory, there was a loose incentive in the Earth incentive.
Yep.
Okay. So C is potentially our only play besides Marsh locked.
Yes, for those who have maybe missed it in the beginning, we had the loose floater in Marsh Top, and then we just found our second loose, the Oxiel in Earth, in the incentivized chest that is not actually incentivized. So we are on the look for our third loose right now, which is the cube.
Oh, and Thunder, yeah, I definitely didn't forget about that. I didn't forget about it, but that was something on my mind. Did our runners maybe forget about those two chests that they orphaned? But I think they're good enough to remember it. Aegis Shield, great pickup.
If I had left those two chests, and like I said, given, especially on Cheetah's side, the nastiness that he saw in Marsh, and that's our third ribbon?
Third ribbon for Cheezinator, so both runners, if they enter in Go Mode in the seafloor, could potentially swap an extra ribbon and a masa. Because I don't think Ganon's going to check that if he's in Go Mode.
If I'm in Go Mode, I'm definitely not checking down there.
I was going to say, I don't think he's going to check that. So Ganon gets masa, Cheezinator gets a ribbon. Cheezinator might check less than greater than, but that really depends. I mean, with the ribbons and the weapons he has, I would definitely be surprised if he checks less than greater than.
Yeah. I know because we know the cube's not in Mirage, so you're not going to find it there. When you get there, you're going to be in Go Mode. With the gear and everything if I was Cheese that I have, and I wouldn't open a single box after I found the cube. And on Ganon's side, his stuff, his gear stuff's pretty good too, and he has some Asa, and he has the defense and the other things from Waterfall. Again, as soon as I open a box and got cube, I was done. I'd be done. I wouldn't touch another box in the whole game.
Alright, so Cheezinator lights his first orb, gets on the board finally, rediving down to Volcano. He'll be able to get, I believe there's a ribbon down here, right?
I believe so, somewhere.
Yep, in the Volcano Agama floor, yep. So that'll give him his third one. That really depends on whether or not Cheezinator decides to check a bunch of chests. I am checking the notes there, Spells App. See, once again, he's yelling at me. Danny, control your teammate.
Nah, you tell people I yell at you all the time when I'm tracking, so.
She does.
He lies.
I mean,
I'm nice. I don't yell. I may occasionally remind him in caps lock that, things that he does not remember. It's in the notes, but I don't yell.
Darknado room for Ganon's. There's the cube. Go Mode.
There we go. Ganon in Go Mode at the 1 hour 15 minute mark.
So that is the reason why most people will, in this situation, go Kraken side. Because if you find it on Kraken side, you can just speed and power through now. You can just run and go take on Kraken. Sea Snake's ever annoying with Blizzard. That's potentially annoying. Ganon's only got 2 Actually, it's not too bad because we should be fine. Although mute could be potentially annoying. So this is definitely allowing Ganon's Gone Wild to, take advantage of this game here. Kind of slipped a little bit with the Earth play without the rod. Was able to make, very quick checks of the Mirage and then went over to the sea, so this is going to be a race here. Cheezinator, more than likely, after doing Volcano, will go to the seaside and then do Kraken side. So maybe half a Topher advantage for Ganon at the most.
This definitely gives him... He already has, like, the one orb lit, which Cheese is about to light too. And he will have to go back to Earth, but... he definitely has just a bit of the lead, but like I said, it's still it's real close. And I think the fact that, he has to go back through and do Earth it's gonna keep it a lot really close with Cheese. Like I see them both hitting like Temple of Fiends around the same time, which is gonna be crazy.
Oh, it is. And the biggest thing to really, oh wow. So Kraken doesn't hit very hard on the right-hand side. Nuke shot crits through. Wow, we get 2 nuke crits. We've done about 700, 800 damage just on nuke rolls. Almost 1,000 damage in one round. Noodle-armed Kraken not doing a whole lot here. Oh my gosh, we're up to 1,200, still nothing. 1,300. Kraken will not be denied. Still not down. Oh my goodness, if this Kraken was any sort of beefy, or any sort of, like, damage on those arms, we could have been in trouble here by this time. Finally, Masa with some fast and tempers, 332, finally finished it off. That was about 1,300 before Kraken 1 went down. That's a orb lit for Ganon's Gone Wild to take the lead. Cheezinator about to find the 3-eye grind tile. Going to be happy about it. We'll see if he decides to hang out there for a little bit. Ganon's gonna go to Sky, okay. Do that, and then we're gonna do Earth last. I don't expect Ganon to check any chests here. He's already got 2 of the 3 ribbons.
Yeah, plus he said gear weapons, he's in a good place, so like I said, I'd be real surprised if he checked anything else after this. Like all the way through here. Even greed checks, I'd be surprised if he made.
Yeah. And what I kind of wanted to say before the Kraken fight is so if Cheezinator gets in the Temple of Fiends, because I think you and I are both on the same page that he's probably going to miss the Masa.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives Ganon's Gone Wild an advantage in the end game and night potential.
I think definitely. I mean, it gives him a bit of an advantage, but as someone who on these flags quite a few times has done my Topher dive with the Vorpal because I never found the Mazda, like you can very easily get through with that if you're comfortable with it, and I think the Cheese is or will be. And I mean, and you've got level 2 temper fast, you've got a power bonk, you're like, plus on top of that with your defense and cure 4, like you're good.
No, I mean, no, that is very true, and that's exactly, I just think is, the Vorpal is nice. Masa just, I think at these percentages is the slightly better option. But
the Vorpal outside, I think the Vorpal can do a very good job too, though. I mean, I know I sound like I'm backtracking or whatever you want to call it.
Oh no, well that's like what I was saying. Like I think the Masa is in most cases is the, the better sword, at least from what little bit I know. I'm not like the most knowledgeable on this stuff, but it is the sword that most people prefer. But I think, especially given the way the sea laid out with magic and everything that they have, that barring just awfulness in Temple of Fiends Revisited, knock on wood somewhere, that they're in really good positions, just gear or just everything wise, to like make a successful run through on their first try.
Well, Kraken fight on the left-hand side, right-hand side, Ganon, Bridge of Destiny, more heirs. Not gonna see our Warmack chicken. Ganon was too fast. Cheezinator lights his second orb. Probably gonna make his way over to the Sea Shrine. He doesn't like to double dip. I highly doubt he's gonna go to Sky, but we'll see. Oh, he's gonna go to Mirage play. He's actually making the Mirage play. Wow. I am surprised by this play. I mean, because we've seen it, he purposely waited to go into the dwarves, trying to make sure not to double dip. He always tells us, I've always seen him on the Discord, saying, trying not to double dip, but he's making the spicy play. I think he feels behind.
He might, this into the game this far, and he really did have a much tougher time getting that canal out of Marsh than Ganon's Gone Wild, and that alone would have made me feel like I was behind. So, like, between that and we're almost an hour and a half in, and we're still looking for the third loose, well, at least he has. He'll find it and see. If it was me, I would feel behind. So, he might feel behind. But then again, I say that, and I always feel behind. So, I could literally be an hour ahead, and somebody tell me I was an hour ahead, and I'd be like, nah, I'm sure I'm behind. So, although this does, now he will, the one thing we were questioning, whether he would check this room or not, and then whether he'd get his masa. Well, yeah. Now he's gonna have it, so.
Yeah. He went there. That's something that definitely to ask him about, because, he doesn't like to double dip. You'll always see it where if he can wait, he won't even check, like, the town of Elfland until he has enough money to, technically afford most spells. Like, he's very particular about that.
Out of his Masa, he has all the gear and swords and everything else under the sun you could possibly want.
Yeah, right? The dual wield ninjas win. Oh. Alright, well, Mirage pays off in the weapon department, doesn't pay off in our progression. But always happy to find a Masa hanging out.
Oh, yeah.
Ganon's making was making quick work of Earth Cave until he ran into the Gerwolves with poison damage. And with only having 2 ribbons, feeling the pain. Good news is, we've got life too. Our light warriors are back on their feet.
They were down, but they didn't stay down, and that's what's important.
Alright. To keep Cheese in the battle, Cheese gots to go to left-hand side. Go Kraken. I'm not even going to say it because I've already been wrong about him double dipping. He's going mermaid side. He is full on gamble mode. No, wait.
I think he's just going to check that.
I like that check.
Yeah, you check that and you check the other one. That way you have both on that first floor, and then you can run down. It's a quick way to check that. So.
That's something I definitely do. I haven't seen a whole lot of other runners do it. That's the reason why I was kind of questioning. I'm like, oh, he's going mermaids. I like that. Actually, you know what? I think
one of the races, he actually got burned by that one time where he only checked one side.
Well, that
And
is.
and there was a
something like
progression.
That is, yeah, something like that is whatever a thing that will affect your gameplay from then on. Like there's always going to be something like that one time you skip a chest and it has your progression or it has something in it that you wanted, and you never forget that. Like you always check it every time after that. So.
Alright, Ghosts. They actually hit pretty decently hard. Ganon's Gone Wild actually almost got hurt by them pretty good. He was doing triple digits to his Knight. Ganon about to talk to the speed bump known, or formerly known as Lich. Ink comes out. Darkness on B. I don't know how Ganon's going to be able to defeat Lich. Oh, that's ironic. BBB is going to get his revenge. Fourth orb lit. Ganon can go into Temple of Fiends Revisited. He's got 91 heal potions. Looking pretty good. He just used his house, so he could potentially go right into Temple of Fiends. That's what he's doing. No saving. I mean, no wasting time here. Going into Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Enters at the 1 hour 27 minute and 5-ish minute or second mark.
Now, the only downside is he didn't pick up the Cure 4 on the night. I don't remember him buying any spells.
I know he went back after class change because he got that Life 2 on the Red Wizard.
Yeah, that was level 6.
I'm not sure.
I mean, I think he's only got 1 or 2 charges of it anyways, but Cure 4, we've seen it last week, where it was a big difference. Being able to control how many Cure 4 casts you have.
Say, hey, sometimes only one cast sometimes is all you need.
That's right. It's a, oh god, I'm not going to wipe this time. And Lobster's sea snakes just slowing down Cheezinator here to a crawl, trying to get through this seafloor. Found the cube in go mode also. A go moded floating castle is actually pretty quick, depending on the encounters we run into. As you saw by Ganon's Gone Wild, it was really quick. But this Temple of Fiends Revisited here, a lot of unrunnable slimes. And wow, that Masa just punched through him. And more unrunnable slimes. Danny, we are getting into it. Ganon is trying to punch his way into the brackets.
They're just trying to make sure he has plenty of levels before he fights any fiends, that's all.
And wasting as many of his new charges as possible. They are just so kind. So
I think that's when I'd be putting in some of those, items with magic, like the mage stick and some things. Oh.
Lobsters with non-elemental trance, slowing down Cheezinator even more. Oh, I mean, we've seen that on Ganon's Gone Wild when he went through it, but they were casting Mute, and they never really got a chance to cast that trance, so... Oh, no. Alright, Lich 2. We haven't seen any nukes, no nuclears, no Cure 4s, no Slow 2s, nothing, because we didn't see Warmech. Lich tries to punch, does its impression of a Warmech, does nothing, and we showed it who's boss. Lich 2's down. Kraken 2. A very beefy Kraken 2. Looks like Cheezinator's going offensive with his weapon his weapon wares. 4 hits 162. That's a pretty absorbed or armored Kraken there. To put all its points in defense, nothing in offense. There we go. Now we're punching through finally. Carry to right-hand side. This is Temple of Fiends Revisited for Ganon's Gone Wild. Nuke shot crits. Thunder comes out. That's going to hurt 2 of his casters pretty good. Masa Swinger, 5 hits 84. Wow. Less than 550 HP for Carry 2. See you later. Or
breathing before we get another fiend fight.
I know, right?
Yeah, and Lich only had about 650 HP, so far, Temple of Fiends is revisited as being very kind.
Uh-oh, damage, poison, Gersharks wiping out 2 more. We are spending our life charges on trash mobs. This is not good. Uh-oh, we're in trouble here. If CCCC goes down, this could be a wipe that puts Cheezinator back in the match. Squint comes out. Cure 4. Alright, we're good. Or quote good. I don't want to jinx it. Oh, Toxic comes out. Nope, 3 and 256. This is good. The Gersharks are down. The big guys are only punching. We're finally able to run. Recover. We're down to 4 life 2s for the rest of this match. Or at least for this dive. Let's not run into any more of those Gersharks. No, instead we get lobsters with Trance.
Oh boy.
And sea snakes with Blizzard. We're eating up our life 2 charges if these decide to take out BBBB and DDDDD. Nuke charges. Take out the trances. Blizzards. We have 1 blizzard coming out. We should be fine though. Nope, we took it out anyways. Good. Cheezinator in the floating castle trying to make... Oh, Gersharks, not good. I like that. Ganon attacks one of the Gersharks just to prevent a poison damage coming out. Good call by Ganon. I like that.
Send it a message not to mess with him.
Right? Nuke, and a swing by Ganon. Kraken 2 is pulled. Big swing. Oh my goodness. See you later, Kraken 2. I think you forgot your HP this time.
I think they've all forgotten their HP so far.
Okay. Oh, wow. Vampires rolled about 260 HP or more. We got away with initiative, saving us from potential, deadliness if they happen to target any of our casters. Nuke comes out. Tia 2, let's see. 312. That's a crit from Nuke. 147 resisted. Ink comes out. BBB is blinded. Nuke shot. 125, so another resist. Now we're finally gonna do a fast and a temper here. More nuke shots. 386. Wow, nice crit by BBBB. Doesn't cast a fast. 10 hits for 30 damage. Oh my. Alright, power bonking. Tiamat's hits hard. Looks like a decent crit chance here. Brat comes out. That's a 6%er. Ineffective. 4 hits for 107 on at least one cast of Ruse. So decent shot by Tiamat. We haven't seen any nukes. We haven't seen any swirls. We haven't seen any nuclears. A lot is out on this pool. Tornado, non-elemental skill. Ravages. But Ganon punches back. 787. See you later, Tia 2. Maybe next time you'll cast a nuke or something to make it a challenge. Left-hand side. She's trying to catch up. Ooh, big shot. Tiamat goes down. Lights his 4th orb. Danny, do you want to call the chaos fight?
I'm good. Go for it.
Oh, okay. I was
You're
hoping
doing
for
such
the...
a good job.
I was hoping... Oh, come on! You can jump in. So, Ganon's going to go for the win here. For the win, entering in brackets, Cheezinator's hoping for a wipe to reset this match. The loser has to play in the play-in race for the top 8 positions to make it into brackets. A lot up for grabs. Defense right off the bat. We're going to temper. I think more tempering. Yeah, we're going to be swinging hard here. And a lock 2. Big swing coming from the Knight Masa wielding. 3 hits for 233. Something's wrong here. Let's try this again. Wind up and hit it a little bit harder this time. Increase your power. More lock 2. Lower that evade. You just gotta hit a barn. It's fine. The chaos is like a barn. There's no way it's hard to hit. 10 hits, 1447. GG for Ganon. He is making his way into the brackets. Cheezinator will be in the play-in race. And I don't blame him whatsoever. He has forfeited right away too. GG to both of our runners. Please give out GGs to both Ganon's Gone Wild and Cheezinator for their excellent racing tonight. They
Yes,
played
GG
one
to
heck of a race.
both. Yes, they did. That was, like I said, knew it was going to be close, and it still was close. So that was something, that seed.
So wow, what an intense race there. Cheezinator one wipe away. I mean, played a heck of a thing there. Marsh was definitely was nasty. Ganon's got a couple good initiatives off to the start and was able to run. That definitely gave the early game advantage, but Cheezinator caught up and played well.
Yeah, they both played that seed really well.
Yeah, so we're gonna see about I'm gonna see if any of them want to do some interviews here. Ganon's Gone Wild is gonna hop in and do it for sure. Cheezinator's gonna finish it out. We'll see if he jumps in. We just need to get Ganon an invite there. But I mean, wow. I mean, that was I mean, you know what's funny is I mean, the Cure 4 wasn't really used by Ganon at all on the night. Didn't even need it, ironically. I spent the time, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna need that Cure 4. He didn't need
We
it.
talked about it.
Yeah.
How great it was when you have it, in case you need it.
He didn't even need it. He said, well, I think Ganon still had like 91 heal potions going into Chaos. Like, what?
GG guys.
Hey, speaking
Gee.
Yeah, so what exactly happened to Cheezinator? Because I felt really behind this race because I'm not too good when, I mean, that was the worst level 1-2 Black Magic I've ever seen, and I really struggle to get levels when that kind of stuff happens.
So you had a couple initiatives or early runs in Marsh that allowed you to miss some of the dangerous stuff in Marsh.
Mm-hmm. I did see the green slime guys had like something bad, but that was all I really saw there.
Yeah, yep, they had Thunder, and then what was it? Bones had Paralyzing Touch.
I think
And then-
something had crack.
Yeah, and there was Crack that was in there. Yeah, the ghouls had Crack.
Yeah,
you
the
actually ran
ghouls,
into
yep.
them, but you ran away though, so you didn't see that.
Yeah, and then the worms I got away first try, and then
Yep.
was like, I'm out of here. I'm not coming back.
And both you and Cheese, as soon as you took on the worms and ran away, were like, nope, gone, exit. It was like the quickest exit
Yeah,
ever.
it was like, as soon as you got the canal out of that box, it was like an immediate, to the menu.
Yeah.
I guess one of the first things I've got to ask, because, well, I mean, I questioned it, but clearly it didn't hinder you. You had a game plan, or at least, it looked like you had a game plan. I said, you had money for the tail, and you waited for a long period of time. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you should do the tail, and if you find any equipment, you can equip them right away. But you waited, and I'm like, you got up to level 15, then you got up to like level 17. I'm like, is he gonna get this tail at some point, or did he forget? And then he went and got it. So was there like a plan, or?
Okay, so what happened there was I actually misremembered the price. I thought it was like 64,000, and then it was only 16,000. So
Oh,
No.
yeah.
okay.
So that was part of the delay, and then once I got it, I was like, the only thing I'm really gonna get is like Cure 4, which is great, but I mean, I have so much healing. Cure 4 on the night, like, Well, actually, I guess Life 2 eventually when I had level 6 magic, but yeah, I don't know. I just didn't. I just wanted to prioritize routing like proximity wise. I didn't want to have to fly all the way over there and then all the way back to like volcano and ice at that point.
Which
And,
we
yeah.
kind of commented on in chat, mentioned that was probably the reasoning behind it. But yeah, you went to volcano, and I was like, oh, he's probably doing, like, we figured, doing that for money, like for the tail, and you had money for tail, and then you didn't get it, and I was like, I was like, well, maybe he forgot about it. But no, I've done that before, and like not remembering things correctly, like the price of something, and like you spend forever like getting the money for it, and then you finally go to get it, and then you've got like 40 grand more than you need because you thought it was so much more than it was. And you're like, crap.
Yeah, and that's
It feels a little bad.
I also I don't know where gold bracelets and pro rings were. I must have saw them and completely forgot because I feel like I checked every shop. But yeah, I don't remember where they were.
Pro rings were in one of the first shops. I don't remember off the top of my head. Let me see if they're in the notes. Maybe in the notes.
Well, if he does that,
They're not. Yeah, tracker in chat. They're not. But I don't know if I remember seeing gold bracelets either. To be real honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
so you move to 5 and 1. You have now punched your ticket into the brackets themselves. You have upset a lot of good runners. And, I mean, I say that, but now it's kind of not an upset anymore. I mean, like, you've already been elevated to this really good runner, the category already.
My routing was not that good in this one.
I mean, that's fair, but I mean, you still ran it very well, and I thought you felt really decisive. Like, you had a plan and you went through with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there wasn't a lot of hesitation. So I think that's one of the reasons why you did as well as you did. And I'll get to that in 1 second. As Cheezinator is going to pull on Chaos, and I'll ask you that question.
Sure.
So we're going to ruse up. Saber the Ninja. Rub comes out from Chaos. Not a whole lot here. Chaos, once we're able to lower that evasion and punch, went down very quickly as we've seen by the winner. Ganon's Gone Wild, so more power bonking. Nuke comes out. Still resisted, but hits for 172. Tempers go on that Knight. Lit 2 is chip damage. We laugh it off. Alright, round 3. Temper. Nuke comes out for 101. More resisting by Chaos here. Ice 2, chip damage, some more on Cheezinator. Katana swing, 6 hits for 662. 4 hits for 853. GG to Cheezinator to finish it out. And coming into the broadcast booth all at the same time, Cheezinator, GG. Nice job altogether.
GG, thanks. It's been a bad weekend of rando for me. That's 2 seeds in a row where I last locationed my go mode, basically. I mean, not the last, obviously I didn't do mermaids first, but yesterday my red cane was in Pendant Thieves Town, which is my second to last dungeon, and yeah, today had that cube. So gonna rando, I don't know. But also, apparently Ganon's Gone Wild had much better marsh luck than I did.
Yeah, well, he did run into the ghouls and specters, but he didn't run into the pure number of them that you ran into. So he got the turn order and was able to run. I think he only ran into like 3 of each, and you ran into like 7 of them in total or something like that. So I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah, didn't Scums have like thunder or something?
He did run into that once, but he reset out. It was early enough. It was like one of the first things, so it didn't really cost him any time. But I mean, I don't even know what to. I mean, so you ran the thief. From your perspective, did the thief help you or did it hurt you more? You think?
The party was fantastic, especially with early promotion and that magic layout. I have 0 regrets about the party. Exit was early enough that anybody could learn it, so it's not like I needed a white mage to exit out of Marsh or anything. So yeah, I regret. I think I remember Rub for some reason being in Black Magic at level 1, and I just like glossed over it I could have maybe used that to get going faster in the early game. That might have been enough to just kind of like get the ball rolling faster, because I was stuck in a lot of trash fights trying to get just a couple of levels, and the save items were so expensive, so I couldn't traverse the world safely with the blizzard imps and whatever the wolves had. So just everything about that early game was rockier than even the rockiest early games I'm accustomed to like routing around. And then on top of that with Marsh, like I felt either behind or maybe at best neutral after Marsh, because I thought maybe Ganon's would have as bad of a Marsh as I did. But then I still needed to make, the math plays the remainder of the way as far as like where items could land. It was better to full clear Volcano before going to C for a lot of reasons. Oh, not C. C, because I got the Oxyel out of Earth. It was still better to go Volcano before that.
Yeah, and I want to actually bring that up too. Is a thing because you mentioned it. The rub spell did help Ganon's have a advantage in the very early part of the game, because he did buy and he was able to rub out the pirates, which is weird, and the Garland.
Yeah.
Because then he didn't have to worry about all his casters, and whiffing, like kind of what you had the issues of.
Yeah, and I wanted like better weaponry, but in the first shop, the only thing I could afford were small knives.
Yeah, we were like, you're just gonna go poking things, and then tried to poke him, and they were like, no, we got Blizzard.
Ganon bought 3 small knives. I look over on yours and you bought
like 4
of them. I'm like, all right. And Danny goes, we're gonna poke things, and you guys both
went out to take like a fight on the first encounter, and imps were like, no, we got Blizzard. Nope. You sit down with your little knives. You're not poking nothing today.
So that was an entertaining first, couple minutes. But I mean, you guys did a lot. Like, you guys separated, and then you all joined into the ice cave at literally the same point, which was kind of cool. And then you did your own little separation again. One of the big things, Ganon almost got Lupud almost got Lupud, which then he went and did a double dive in Marsh, which almost let you catch up, Cheese. And then, but he was able to catch up because he picked up the Masa early enough, and he was able to cut through some stuff. I mean, you guys were so close, and I think by the end of it, you guys were one wipe away from Ganon, and you were in it. I think the only difference is I was looking at it to go, if he doesn't do the Mirage play, he has a chance. And you did the Mirage play, which is only a couple minutes, but like that couple minutes, I think, cost you a bit more than was kind of what was expected.
Mirage only being a few minutes still doesn't put me ahead of him in TOFR. Plus, you consider that you get the Maza out of it, which kills fiends in fewer total rounds than the Vorpal. So I don't think Mirage was the play that killed me. I think I just needed to, like, I made the Earth play over finishing Fire, or over finishing Volcano, and in my head I was like, okay, this is the Oxyel. I know there are more chests in C, but rather than commit to the C full clear, which is kind of long, I think the defensive play is to go to Volcano, which he might have full cleared already earlier. And I guess I should have thought differently. Like, because of how the early game went, I shouldn't have played defensively. I should have played aggressively and just left Volcano to the wins.
I mean, that's very true. I mean, I don't exactly know, because I'm not in the mindset, like I'm not the racer, so I have this overview. So it's a lot easier for me to say, I should do this compared to this, because I see both sides. So I like your perspective of it. And if for Ganon, I mean, I don't know, man. GG.
Yeah, I would not recommend going Earth and then finding the rod at Lefane. After thinking that I thought I got the Oxyel, I was like, oh man, this was the play. And then it's like, no, dude.
Yeah, it felt a little bad, because you started to go to, you need to turn in the slab. So you went and turned in the slab, and then instead of going back to Lefane, which we had already seen Cheese get the rod there, you went and did Earth, and it was just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Also, ordeals and waterfall were both not required, but the gear in waterfall was unbelievable.
Oh yeah. It was just like, here you go, lots and lots and lots of things you're gonna want in these here boxes.
And then the first 3 fiends in Topher were just made out of paper anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What like levels did you finish out at and that kind
Like,
of stuff?
Around like 25-ish or something like that. 25,
Okay.
maybe 26 at most. I went
I
in
was-
to Topher at like 24.
Okay. Yeah, I was like mid high 20s, whatever. I didn't even do any stationary grinds after the early boost off the Agamas because I knew chaos being chaos, it was going to be a full clear, so I would just need to take good fights the rest of the game. But I don't know. I feel like my party with that specific set of magic and gear, if it had been a more difficult Topher, I might have had a chance to get through not wiping where a different party would wipe. So I did feel like confident about the end game, but it was too easy of a Topher.
What was your party comp?
Fighter Thief double red.
Oh, okay, yeah, 2 red makers.
Yeah.
Pretty,
So I
pretty,
had
solid
triple
as well.
temper, bonk, triple nuke, triple fast, defense sword, Maza, katana, etc.
Yeah, it's pretty stacked.
It worked out pretty well for both of you. Like, we were looking at the party comps going in, and it's like, both were really good. I can see the merits of both. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little more partial to Ganon's, but that's because Fighter Double Red Black is what I always run, so I was like, that's my party, I like that one. But, yeah, like, the way everything just kind of fell into your laps with magic and gear and everything, it seemed to work out really well for both of your party comps this run.
Yep. Man, the 4-2, oh my god, the freaking plane race is going to be an actual meat grinder. You're talking like Crabcake's Thunder, Shadow Walker, Zenobian, I'm like, it's falling out of my head, but so many people took 2 losses this tournament. Spellzap, it's like, there's so many people that I thought were slotted for brackets even before the tournament started that are now in this race, and you have to finish in the top half. So like, I have to just play out of my mind on the play-in race. This is very different from where my expectations were. I thought I would have an easier path to brackets.
It's like, well, anybody else who's in the 4 and 2, don't worry. Last place is already, I got dibs.
I was going to ask you about
Calling
that,
it.
Cheezinator, how you're feeling about that, because as you said, there is a lot of, the runners that I think a lot of the community members would say should be in brackets or were expected to be in brackets that are now going to be in this play-in race that's turning into a Royal Rumble of celebrities, basically. And
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, and I mean, and now that you have entered in that also, like, do you have something in your back pocket? I don't want you to tell me, because I know you're a man that, holds things in his back pocket for this. You got something special?
I don't really know. I think it's going to depend on the flag set that presumably will be revealed before, like, the race. So as long as I know which flag set it is, I'll have to pick an optimal party comp for that. As long as it's not Sky, I think I'm in decent shape. Sky is the highest variance of the remaining flag sets that could be picked for it. Obviously, Chaos being out of the way is a big relief, because this was going to be my least favorite by far. I don't do well on gambly full clear flag sets.
I'm of the mindset that it might as well be Earth Week, since every week seems to be Earth Week anyway.
Yeah, I believe for the question in chat for Thundercloud, Fire Week's already out because it was already chosen for the Week 5. Ganon's Gone Wild, I guess same question for you. I know I was hinting towards it just before Cheese was pulling Chaos. 5-1, you're in the brackets. I mean, how you feeling? What were your expectations before the tournament started? And kind of, are you hoping to win it now? I mean, obviously we're all trying to hope to win, but you know what I'm saying? Like, do you have
wouldn't
that?
go that far.
Yeah, but do you have like that maybe slight thing in the back of your mind saying, "Hey, I could potentially win this"?
Definitely not. And so first of all, my expectations going in were probably finishing either 3-3 or 4-2, and I would have been happy with either. 5-1 is like way over expectations, and I think I've definitely gotten a bit lucky the past couple weeks. But I played well, but also had some things go my way. But yeah, in brackets, so the big secret about me is I really don't have any experience playing pretty much any other party comps besides like fighter and mages, and so the party draft will probably be the end of me in the tournament. But I'll try to practice some like fighter red mage strats or something. But I think it's going to be really tough, especially against experienced runners that have been playing the game for years.
Well, I'm going to wrap this up, because there are several good races going on. Ali Song versus Solario Rex is taking place over Randomania 4. Golf versus Demon RHK is going on in Randomania 3. And the Battle of the Undefeateds is going to be taking place right about now over on RPG Limit Break. Sawney Wrath versus Demarine. So if you want to watch that battle, head on over there too. Let's do final thoughts. Cheezinator, the final thoughts on your side.
Yeah, first of all, massive GGs to Ganon's Gone Wild. I mean, it's even in the acronym for your name. You are the GG master. By some kind of like reflexive property, you beat me and you beat CC and I beat CC, which makes you like twice as good as CC. So you've got that to hang your hat on going into brackets. I genuinely don't want to get matched up with you in the first round. I would actually be scared. So yeah, good luck to you. I'm probably going to practice my eyeballs out for the play-in race, make sure I sleep well and eat well, which I didn't before today. Because yeah, after all the effort I sunk into this tournament, like all the preparation, I can't imagine scrubbing out next week.
And for Ganon's Gone Wild, final thoughts on your end?
GG's to Cheezinator, and good luck in the play-ins. This tournament's been a lot of fun, and I've vastly surpassed my expectations, and yeah, looking forward to brackets, and yeah, I'll be practicing a lot, some different party comps.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to watching your progress in the party drafting and stuff like that. I think you'll do just fine based on what we've seen. Danny, do you want to do some final thoughts here?
Sure. GG to both runners. That was a lot of fun to watch. I apologize for that unpleasantness that fell upon you in certain places, especially Marsh. That was hard to watch. But yeah, it was good luck to Ganon in the brackets. Cheese, you'll get to beat me twice now once you kick my butt in the play-in race. And yeah, just thanks to everyone who watched. Thanks to Speed Gaming as usual for letting us, have fun on their channels. And to Dang, the woo to my wheels. Thanks for hanging out with me and doing comms the last couple of hours.
No, thank you, Danny, for inviting me to do it at midnight last night. I was more than happy to do it. Thank you for everybody out there that joined us. Crabcakes, Thunderclawed, Classic Gamer, Glares, everybody. You know who you are that came out to join us. Make sure to check out RPG Limit Break and all the other the racing that is going on for the last bit of tonight. My name is Dang Woo. I am the Woo to Danny's Wheels. We are Team Woo and Wheels. This was the 2020 Spring Tournament, Monte Chaos' Casino Week 6, or Swiss Round 6. And we just saw two top runners battle it out for that chance to get into the brackets. Ganon's won it. Cheezinator played his heart out and was able to do very well. So thank you to both of our runners. Spellzap, thank you for tracking. You all have a great night.